What are some good AI tools for writing long form content? With long form, you're always going to run into issues with context window. The context window is basically the memory of an artificial intelligence. It's what you've given it, your prompt, your system prompt, questions, and the chat you have between yourself and the AI back and forward. That's going to fill up this bucket of memory. And at some point, it's going to run out. Some models like Claude will tell you, oh no, I've run out, start a new chat. Other models will not tell you, and they will just start to forget stuff from the beginning, which leads to chaos, hallucinations, and an absolute mess as the AI tries to fill in the blanks about what it should know but doesn't know. For long form content, this is a problem. If you're writing a lot, it's going to start to forget what's going on at the beginning. If you're writing nonfiction or fiction, what you need to do is structure your information, get it into a project. So both Claude and ChatGPT have a functionality that allows you to have a project knowledge that it can draw on. You're going to have your prior sections, chapters, etc. in there. You're also going to create a running order document, which has an outline of the whole thing, plus rules about how you want to write it. You're structuring everything to give the AI the best chance at giving you a good result by having everything in this project knowledge. For written content, it depends what you're trying to write, but I generally prefer Claude. I find Claude has a better written style. That might be subjectively because it matches mine more closely, whereas ChatGPT does not. It sounds like ChatGPT, to me at least. So for long form written content, I would use a Claude project specifically. You could also look at Gemini. The reason for that is Gemini has a huge context window, 2 million tokens, whereas Claude is a couple of 100,000, I think. ChatGPT is even smaller. However, I don't personally like the writing style of Gemini. It has that huge window, but it doesn't do very well within that huge context window. Test them out, see what works. Ultimately, that is the answer to all of these AI questions of for which tool works best. Try them because it's going to be about your subjective assessment of them as well. And this is why we are still important as elements in this creative process, because we have the discernment. Yes, sure, I could go to Gemini and say, write me a novel about a space explorer called Kyle, who's the first person to land on Mars. Yeah, sure, I could go and do that. It will be rubbish. So we need to give it a lot of context. We need to give it structures. We need to give it outlines. We need to work with it as a co-author rather than just having it generate a novel. And even then, there are moral and ethical issues. Again, depends what you're writing. But it's only through our kind of human taste and discernment that we can tell whether the output from the AI is good or not, and what needs editing and what needs changing. So go ahead and try a few. But if you do need one answer is going to be Claude and use the project feature.